Hey Maverick seniors, we are here in Student Services, and because of our testing schedule, we aren't quite going to have enough time during our English visits, so we are giving you a video to kind of go over some important things that are going to impact your senior year. We're excited to help you, and we're looking forward to a great year. The first thing that we need you to make sure is that you're gonna graduate. Of course you are, but make sure you check those requirements and that you know what diploma you're working towards. And again, those I-STEP scores that you may need to finish out for this school year. If you have questions or you don't agree, because your counselor will send you an email or has sent you an email, make sure you check that over, and if anything doesn't agree, check with your counselor. The next thing is that graduation ceremony. We're so excited for you to walk across that stage, but if you have any questions about that ceremony, Mrs. Knowles is the person to check with. She's in the main office, and you need to check those newsletters for updates on cap and gown information. You did do that during your meeting earlier this year, so that should be done, but if you have any questions, Mrs. Knowles is the person to see. She's in the main office, and her email is on the slideshow. We know you all have a lot of decisions to make for after high school. There's a whole bunch of them. Here's kind of a list, and we know that it's kind of nerve-wracking right now. We're here to help you through that process, and in our presentations with you in the English classrooms, we'll go more in depth on some different options and things that you may not know about already. The transcript. We've had lots of requests about what to do with your transcript or how to send it or is it ready. We're getting there, and it's ready. What we need you to do is go to parchment.com. This is the website that you will use to electronically send your transcript to those colleges that you're interested in going to. When you we're super excited about this process, and we've been using it for a few years, so we're pretty good at it. The one thing to remind you is you probably don't want to use your TSC email for that. You're going to want to use an outside email, because in 5-10 years, maybe not that long, you may need to go back in there and check that Parchment account, and if you forgot your password, it's going to send it to your TSE email that won't work anymore. So we recommend you use an outside email. You do want to make sure that you use your student ID and that you have a current mailing address. If you have any questions, you always can see Mrs. Sutton or Mrs. Colvin in the Student Services office. They are great helps, and we call them the Queens of Parchment. One more helpful hint is with the Common App. If you're using the Common App to apply to your colleges, you're going to want to send your transcript to Common App, not to the college, but to Common App, because your counselor then has to approve it. Again, make sure you're checking your email, and if we have questions or aren't sure about something, we'll let you know. The last thing is that all of the applications and a lot of things are electronically done, but there are a few things that we still have to have a piece of paper for. If you have a physical piece of paper that you need your counselor to fill out or someone in Student Services, we want you to log it in. We have a lot of paperwork, and when you bring something in, we just want to make sure to keep track of it. So on that computer that's in the Student Services office, instead of picking your counselor, you're going to pick Document Drop. That means you're dropping off a document and that someone's going to fill it out. The only other thing I would remind you is that you actually have to leave the paper there. We've had students drop off paperwork in the computer but forget to leave it in our office. It's kind of hard to find, so don't forget to hand it to Mrs. Colvin or Mrs. Sutton.
Scholarships. There are many scholarships for students to apply. The big deal with scholarships is really applying early and often. Here at MHS, we have quite a few scholarship drawings for students that apply for scholarships, so definitely you want to make sure you apply for scholarships and get those names into Student Services as soon as possible. A couple of helpful hints for scholarships: never pay for any scholarship. If you have to pay for a scholarship, more than likely it's something that you don't want to be involved with. There are many websites that are suggested for scholarships, but the websites that are on the MHS scholarship page are the best. Information that the school will provide to your email, to your student email, many different scholarships such as the Lilly Scholarship, Community Foundation scholarships. They'll be sent directly to your email, so check your emails often. Those emails will come mainly from Mrs. Colvin. Some will come from Mr. Coleman. We also have the Student Services Bulletin Board. Scholarships will be on there, as well as in the rolling cart in the Student Services office. But again, make sure you check the website. A website for scholarships will be updated shortly. And also for scholarships, you want to make sure you read the requirements. Several scholarships are just apply and you're done, but many scholarships require letters of recommendation. You want to make sure you give proper notice to your teachers that you're asking for recommendations from. We ask that you ask for at least maybe a 2-week notice for recommendations. Also use the senior brag sheet. Those are a great tool for giving to your teachers and also giving to your counselors so that they're able to write a great recommendation for you. You want to make sure you use someone you know because it's kind of hard to write a recommendation for a student that you're not really familiar with. So again, make sure you make arrangements on how the information will get turned in because we want to make sure that the information is completed and turned in on time. Also, you want to check with your parents, employers for individual scholarships because there are many scholarships that parent employers have that may only apply to you. So be sure you check with them. The financial aid portion of this piece, the FAFSA. The FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. You should never pay to complete the FAFSA. FAFSA website is fafsa.ed.gov. That is the only website you should look at when going to fill out the FAFSA. The FAFSA window opens this year, October 1st, 2018, and you will be completing the 2019-2020 FAFSA. The deadline for that FAFSA is March 1st, so get that completed as soon as possible. They do have informational meetings at Ivy Tech that will be held in October. The first meeting is the 23rd, and the second meeting will be on February 6th of 2019. So definitely make sure you go if you need help with getting information on the FAFSA. And also this year, College Goal Sunday, they'll have 2 different College Goal Sundays. The first will be October 28th. So if your family does need help completing the FAFSA, you definitely want to get there. That's free assistance for completing the FAFSA, and that will help you to have that done in October.
Some of the additional information we want to make sure you have as you finish out this slideshow is college representatives. College representatives visit from various colleges within the state of Indiana and sometimes outside Indiana. And we want to make sure you have the opportunity to ask your questions, hear their information, and just gather information to make the best choice possible for you. Check the announcements. There will be information on those college visits. Our website has a wealth of information on the dates and times that they will be visiting, and you also have to sign up via our website. Also, emails from Mrs. Colvin. We've mentioned her quite a few times, so she's an integral part of our department, and she provides a lot of information for you, so do not disregard those emails. We also will have a college fair, and that's at Jeff High School in the auxiliary gym on September 26th from 5:30 to 7. Please come check it out. It's a great time to visit various colleges and hear information they have to share. Junior Senior Parent Night. It is September 19th from 7 to 8 p.m. in our auditorium. We will be presenting information for your parents and things that they need to know for your senior year. The last bit is September 20th. We will have one during the day because we understand that some parents work or they want to visit with teachers and can't make it from the 7 to 8. So 11:30 to 12:30 on Thursday, September 20th, we will be giving that same presentation we gave on the September 19th. So if they can't make one, please make the other so that they can hear the information we have to share. Remind 101, it is a service that we are using, we started using it last year and we're going to use it again this year for information to give out to both parents and students on upcoming events and things that you need to be aware of to finish out your school here at McCutcheon. So you can take out your phone, text to 81010, and in the message you put at 2019 Mavs, and that will get you signed up for our Remind texts. You can also have it emailed to you as well. It's not just text, but also email. And lastly, we are going to be in the senior English classes on Tuesday, August 28th and Thursday, August 30th. So more information to come, and we'll gather some more information to make sure we share with you to cover all the things that you need to know for this year.